The Daily Mail may have smelt it, which is why Disney claimed they dealt it, but Disney forgot that whoever denied it, supplied it. And that's what happened here, because it turns out those Snow White pics are real. So it turns out that the Daily Beast got it wrong. In response to the Daily Mail publishing images of what they claimed to be Disney's live-action remake of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Disney told the Daily Beast, quote, "The photos are fake and not from our production. We are currently trying to have the Daily Mail issue a correction." But much like Black Aquaman's afro, the plot thickens. It turns out that these actually are pics from the production. Kind of. See, they're not from the actual filming, but instead these are shots of the actors' stand-ins. For those who don't know, stand-ins are people hired for the production to replace the principal actors while the production team set up lighting, staging, and sound checks. They literally stand in for the actors, so they typically are of similar complexion, the same sex, relatively the same height, weight, and size, and wear the same costumes as the actors. So, in a way, what you see here is what you're gonna get in the film. Yeah. The Metro details how Disney got caught in this lie. See, Disney said that they were going to contact the Daily Mail to get the images removed. However, quote, when asked for a response to Disney's claim, the Daily Mail said that the production studio confirmed that stand-ins were used for both Rachel Zegler and Andrew Burnip in these images. In a statement to The Independent, a Disney spokesperson later clarified things. The images that ran in the Daily Mail are not official film photos, they said. These show stand-ins for some talent and do not feature Rachel Zegler or Andrew Burnip. That's another way of saying they're real. They're fucking real. This movie is going to be such a mess. And I know some people are going to talk about movie magic making this look better. Please. Unless they're going to CGI out all of this. It's just, come on. Now, you may be thinking, why would Disney lie about this when they had to know someone would find out these were the official stand-ins? Well, look at the picture. With your eyes open. Sure, people did dress like this in the past, but some things that work in real life look silly on camera. This is one of them, and they knew it. You might also wonder how Disney wound up with the discount Puerto Rican Day Parade instead of, dwarfs. Well, that's because Disney knew they'd get called out by Peter Dinklage, which he did a little over a year ago. As the article says, quote, in an appearance on Marc Maron's WTF podcast in January 2022, the Game of Thrones actor weighed in on Rachel taking the lead role. I was a little taken aback when they were very proud to cast a Latina actress as Snow White, he said. You're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Take a step back and look at what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me. He added, you're progressive in one way, and you're still making that fucking backwards story about seven dwarfs living in a cave together. What the fuck are you doing, man? In my original video about Dinklage's response, I said that Disney would make animated characters to replace the dwarfs, some kind of fantasy creatures that would be small and cute, but definitely not dwarfs. Well, I gave Disney too much credit, because instead they decided to make the dwarfs seven magical creatures who look like regular people. As you do. I mean, sure, it's not exactly like Disney's been cranking out good ideas lately, but honestly, just some people in some medieval suits? You ain't even gonna try to make them look magical? They're over here like, what can we do to make them special? Ooh, what if one of them had a club, or a walking stick, or some rope? We don't even have to make that. We could just borrow it from Wonder Woman. You know, the one who's supposed to be less pretty than the lead actress. By the way, this is twice now that someone's made a Snow White film where we're supposed to believe that the obviously prettier woman is less attractive than the lead actress. First it was Charlize Theron against Kirsten Stewart, and there's just no contest. Do you know how pretty Charlize Theron is? They had to put 9 pounds of prosthetics on this woman in Monster to make her look slightly less than regular. We're talking hours of makeup to make her look ugly. And now you want me to believe that Gal Gadot is less attractive than Rachel Zegler? No, my eyes work. Even with my glasses off and in dim light, I could tell Gal Gadot is prettier. But I can't wait to see the trailer for this because I have to know how they're going to try to get themselves out of this. It's bad enough that Disney's doing yet another live-action adaptation, worse that they're still playing identity politics with it, but just sad that they lied about it when they had to know they'd get caught. On the plus side, at least Zegler kinda looks the part. You might want to bump up the contrast and make her skin as white as snow since that's literally where the name Snow White comes from, but at least she can kind of pass. As for the seven not dwarfs, Disney, you know when people called this a straight out of the 80s Benetton ad, that was a joke, not a suggestion, right? But what do I know? I'm just some guy.